You know how you watch a short video and bam, you feel like you know everything about the person in it? It happens in a flash, right? Today, we're going to decode one of the internet's most famous snap judgments to really understand the science behind it. And what you're going to see is how the real story is almost always like an iceberg. Most of it is hidden right below the surface.
So this is the line. This is the quote that just exploded across the internet back in 2013. It came from a high school student in Texas, and it launched him from, total obscurity into this viral symbol for frustrated students everywhere. It was such a powerful plea, and man, was it about to spark a massive debate.
All right, so who was this student behind the plea? His name is Jeff Bliss, and his story is a perfect, and I mean perfect, case study in how our minds tend to see exactly what they expect to see.
So picture this. It's a typical high school classroom. The teacher's just passing out worksheets. And this student, Jeff Bliss, has simply had enough. In this incredibly passionate, emotional speech that a classmate caught on their phone, he calls for real teaching, for engagement, for a reason to be excited about learning. Of course, the video just blew up online because it tapped into a feeling that millions of us have had, that education can be, and really should be, more than just checking boxes on a worksheet.
And just like that, the internet did what it does best. It took sides. Immediately. Based on the exact same couple of minutes of footage, people formed these powerful and completely opposite opinions about who Jeff Bliss really was.
Okay, and this is where the story gets really fascinating. How could one short video create two totally different narratives? I mean, was Jeff Bliss a hero fighting for better education, or was he just a rebel looking for attention?
So, I want you to take a second and be totally honest. Hearing that story, what's your gut reaction? What's the first label that pops into your mind to describe this kid?
And wow, did the internet divide. It was almost a perfect split. Just look at these labels people were throwing around. Where one person saw someone outspoken, another saw a rebellious kid. Where some saw a courageous advocate, others saw a disruptive attention seeker. It's the exact same video, but leading to wildly different conclusions. So how does that happen?
Well, this isn't just about one viral video. This is about a fundamental way our brains are wired. This tendency we all have to make these instant, really complex judgments from just a tiny sliver of information, well, it isn't random. It actually has a name.
And this gets us right to the core science behind not just the Jeff Bliss story, but honestly, so many of our daily interactions.
The concept is called thin slicing. And it's our brain's kind of remarkable ability to take a super narrow window of experience, a thin slice, and draw these huge conclusions from it. That 2-minute viral clip of Jeff Bliss, well, that was the thin slice that millions of people used to judge his entire character.
But here's the thing. These judgments aren't just pulled out of thin air. They're filtered through our own internal programming, our personal biases, our past experiences with teachers or any authority figures, our cultural expectations. They all shape how we interpret that little slice of information. So someone who felt totally bored in school might see Jeff Bliss as a hero, but someone who really values classroom order might see a troublemaker.
And this is exactly why a viral moment is never the whole story. In fact, it's barely even the beginning of one. The best way to think about this, for real, is that classic iceberg metaphor. The dramatic, super shareable clip that we all see online. That's just the tiny little piece sticking out of the water. The vast majority of any story is always hidden from view.
So right at the top, you've got the tip of the iceberg, the emotional outburst that's so easy to react to. But then, beneath the surface, that's where the real story is. That's the full context of that class. Jeff's actual intentions, his life after the internet mob moved on. That hidden part is always bigger, and it's always way more complex.
So understanding this concept is huge because the story of Jeff Bliss isn't really about him at all, is it? It's like holding up a mirror to our own behavior.
I mean, think back to the first day of a class. What made you instantly decide whether you were going to like that teacher or not? Was it their tone of voice? The way the classroom was set up? Maybe just a single offhand comment? We all do it.
And it happens so fast, doesn't it? Why are we so quick to slap a label on people, especially people in authority like teachers? What's that deep-seated need that's driving that instinct?
Well, it often comes down to our own fundamental needs. As learners, as people, we are constantly scanning for little clues that we're going to be engaged, respected, and understood.
So when a teacher seems disconnected, those needs feel threatened, and our judgment instantly kicks in to protect us.
And that brings us to the final, crucial thought here. The Jeff Bliss story isn't really about Jeff Bliss. It's about us. It's a reminder that every single person we judge is more than the little, thin slice we get to see. So, the question to leave you with is this. What judgment that you hold right now might completely flip if you could suddenly see the rest of the iceberg?